Hey y'all, Grandma Rose here. I am in the process of cleaning my stove, and I wanted to take you along with me. I cleaned the front burner, and I decided this would be a good opportunity to show you the product that I'm using because it works better than anything else I've ever tried. So I'm going to turn the camera around and let you see what I'm doing. Okay. Now there are morning shadows, I can't avoid that, but this is the best time with the light shining on the stove to see what I'm doing. Later on, after I finish, then it won't work to show you because the stove will have already been cleaned. So there we go. Well, let's deal with it. So let me show you what I'm using. Instead of going to the kitchen aisle with the cleaning products, they work okay. They're fine. There are a couple that are better than the others. I don't happen to have any on hand because I ran out. And instead of going to the kitchen aisle, I decided to go to the automotive aisle. And this is what I'm using. Can you see this? Okay. This just happens to be the brand that I'm using. Oh, you can probably find, if this one, something else that's comparable to this. Okay, this is an industrial cleaner, concentrated. And it says up here on the top, auto, home, industry, farm, marine. It says nothing about kitchen, but you better believe it works great on a stove. So let me show you this. My dirty burner. I don't know, can you see the steam rising here? This is a gas stove, and that's where the pilot light is. So I'm just going to set that on there and let it sit for a few minutes, and by the magic of film, I'll be able to come right back to it. But in reality, this is going to sit for about 5 minutes. Okay, we're back. It's been just about 5 minutes. I don't know, I didn't time it exactly, but I did a few other things. While we were waiting, I took my tea kettle to the sink, and I sprayed the same degreaser with that because my tea kettle lives on the back burner of the stove, and it gets greasy just like everything else. What is it about cooking grease? I don't understand how it gets on everything. I don't do any deep fat frying at all. But anyway, whatever causes it, it gets here. And let's see what happens. I'm using a microfiber cloth. Now the product says to use gloves. I'm not using gloves because I'm standing right here by the sink. And as soon as I finish, I'm going to go wash my hands. So let's see if this worked. I also sprayed some more on this front burner that I had cleaned before, but there were some kind of cooked on stains on here. Let's see if it's working. Well, it's certainly better. Look at that. Soaking up that cleaner. I don't know if that's showing or not. That's okay. If it's not, it'll just let you know that the things that were left on the front burner that didn't get cleaned the first time have come off. Now I'm going to come back here to the back here. Okay, look at this. This is just wiping off. See that? Look at that. Hardly any effort at all. Now there are a couple of spots. I might have to come by with a extra application. But for the most part, I haven't gotten to this bad part in here underneath, around the eye. Let me see here, back there. And there's some spots there that aren't perfect. Well, I'll come back and get those in a minute. But I don't know, can you see that? That part right on there. Now see, the reason why it's hard right in here to clean this is because this area right in here is where the pilot light is. And so any food that gets on here really gets burned on there. So let's see here. Look at that. Well, that's relatively good for the first pass. This part back in here is fine. It's beautiful, shiny white. It looks great. This part over here on this side, close to the palette light, which is right here, is burned down a little more. So I will spray, like I did this front burner, I will spray this a second time and let it sit some more. And in a few minutes I will come back and I'll clean that. But just to show you how well this product works, I am in no way being paid by that company. I just discovered something good that worked better than anything that I've worked before, and thought I would let you know. Not to go to the kitchen cleaners, but go to the automotive aisle and look for an Automotive Degreaser. And it works better than anything that I have ever used. I changed my mind and decided to put on rubber gloves. After looking at the back of this container, it says it's a powerful cleaner, degreaser, non-abrasive, non-flammable, biodegradable, phosphate-free. And then it goes on the directions, and it says, where does it say about wearing the gloves? But anyway, it says to always wear rubber gloves to prevent contact with eyes or skin, and then it talks about this. I'm thinking, okay, number 2 on here on the directions. Wear rubber gloves, protect eyes and skin from direct contact. Use with adequate ventilation. Okay, and there's the instructions. No, not destructions, there's the instructions. Cover surface with purple power, allowing time to dissolve dirt and grease. Do not allow a drying on surface being cleaned, and then rinse with water. Okay, so here's my rubber gloves. I got to thinking about that would be like making soap, working with lye and not putting on gloves. So I'm following the directions, put on rubber gloves, and I'm going to come back. I have sprayed this area here a second time, and let's see if this works better. Back up here. Still some drips that are not coming off. And here, that is really cooked on. I'm going to use something else. Let's see what I can find. Got one of these green scrubby pads. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh yeah. It's going to come. I think it's going to require us one more spray, letting it soak. But that's going to be fine. You know, I may even just let it go with that. Spray a little bit on there. Well, what happened? There we go. I think that's good enough. Look at that. How much better that is. It's not spotless. There are still a couple of spots on it right in here, right in there. I can feel still just a tiny bit, but that is as good as it's going to get for me. I could spend an hour doing this, but I don't have an hour to spend. And I've got 2 more eyes to clean, and I hardly ever cook on those. I usually only cook on the right side of these right burners. These need to be cleaned. I wish I had a self-cleaning oven. I need to soak those in something and clean them. But there we go. That's much better. Put my shiny new clean kettle back on there. Look how nice that is. That degreaser took off all the spots on that too. So here we go, using automotive industrial strength cleaner on your stove. Bye y'all. See you next time.